Welcome back from that short break. A national asset there and the choices before the country. That is what Ajaokuta represents for Nigeria. We will be looking forward to the decisions that will follow this step by the lawmakers. Now let's move to other activities and considerations of the lawmakers within and outside the National Assembly.
During the week, the House of Representatives resolved to set up an ad hoc committee to investigate the abduction of over 100 girls in a college in Dapchi, Yobe State. The lawmakers are also inviting all the service chiefs to appear before the committee over the security situation in the country. This followed consideration of a motion on the matter, which led to an extensive debate on the floor. The lawmaker representing the area brought up the matter as a matter of urgent public importance.
I was aware that various times in Yobe State abduction of school children, many of which were not reported, had been carried out by this dreaded organization, which in many occasions resulted to destruction of lives of these innocent citizens, of which their greatest offense was to have education. I was concerned that the unfortunate incidents has since been going on, not only in Yobe State, but in various parts of the Northeast, especially Borno and Adamawa states, without any proactive measures in place to forestall further occurrences.
He gave a description of how the sad event occurred.
There is no reason the military, evacuates the presence of the military in that local government. We don't know. But we complain. Our local government chairman wrote complaint, and including the governor himself, he complained that there is no need for us for now to withdraw a military in that area. Unfortunately, a 1 week withdrawal of the military, so they came in number. They came with about 10 vehicles, 4-wheel drives, 2 Tata. They stationed 2 vehicles in front of my house. They stationed 2 vehicles in front of police station. They stationed 2 vehicles in front of General Hospital that's inside the town. They separated the 4 into the town. So in fact what happened was that day, when the incident happened, there is crowd, gunshot and so on. They came to that school, they entered. When the students are coming out or going running into the bush, they are saying, no, don't run, don't go anywhere, we'll save you, we are the military.
The House is urging the federal government to mobilize every security apparatus necessary to rescue the kidnapped students and reunite them with their parents as soon as possible. The House is also urging the federal government to focus more on providing more security to children schooling in Yobe, Borno, and other states in the Northeast to forestall further abduction of students. The House of Representatives Committee on Labor is to investigate the alleged casualization of young Nigerians participating in the Chevron Nigeria Limited vocational training program. According to a representative, Mayowa Akinfolari, who sponsored the motion on the matter, attempts by community leaders to intervene in the matter has not yielded any result. The House committee is expected to determine whether Chevron Nigeria Limited flouted labor laws and report back to the House within 6 weeks.
The vocational training program VTP of Chevron Nigeria Limited is designed to train young Nigerians who are mostly from the Niger Delta and other geopolitical zones of the country, and later be converted to permanent staff after 18 to 24 months of training. Concerned that Chevron Nigeria refused to regularize the status of VTPs, which has left 101 VTP 5 trainees and the 50 VTP 6 trainees in limbo, as they are neither permanent staff nor contract staff, since they do not receive benefits either as permanent staff or contract employees.
Meanwhile, the Senate is giving heads of ministries, departments, and agencies a one-week deadline to defend their budgets before the relevant Senate committees or risk the adoption of their budget as presented by President Buhari. The upper chamber gave the deadline after the vice chairman of the Appropriations Committee, Senator Sonny Ugboji, complained that ministers have refused to defend their budgets before the committees, instead choosing to travel for one official assignment after the other. The Deputy Senate President, Ike Ekweremadu, said rather than the country continuing to suffer delayed budget passage, the Senate should adopt the budget presented by President Buhari.
I think it's come to a stage where we have to consider taking what was already been presented by the president from those MDAs as the position of the MDAs instead of waiting for them forever. We'll give them sufficient notice. I think about 2-3 weeks ago in this Senate, we gave an opportunity for them to make this a priority. But it seems to me that that has not happened. So instead of all of us suffering, the country is suffering, and then it's better in the circumstance for us to give them just one few more days, and after that, the relevant committees will adopt what was sent to us by the president as the position of the relevant MDAs, so that this thing will now be finally collated by the appropriation committee, and then we'll come here and pass this budget, because we can't continue to be running the country like this.
We cannot wait indefinitely. I agree with you, and we just have to put a timeline to when this is done. Secondly, also the parastatals that we directed to submit their budget, as we all know, it's our intention this year to pass the general budget along with the parastatals budget. And as such, parastatals as well should ensure that they do not also cause any delay, because we're not going to pass the general budget without the budget of the parastatals, because we gave them a deadline also for the parastatals to make sure that they've submitted their budget. Anything that doesn't come by end of next week, the subcommittees should just complete the exercise and work with whatever they have. I think I rule on that. That's the position of the Senate. Thank you.
The Senate Committee on Customs, Excise and Tariffs has called on the federal government to review its automotive policy in order to stop inappropriate practices by manufacturers of vehicles in Nigeria. The chairman of the Senate Committee on Customs, Excise and Tariff stated this at a visit to the Nigerian Customs Service.
People are taking advantage of that good intention of government and has abused the policy. You agree with me that this is just an empty warehouse in the name of an assembly plant. And these people are bringing all these vehicles as either SKD or CKD. And the little revenue government would have collected through Nigerian Customs and are lost. So it is clear now that this auto policy is not working, and there must be a review.
Our own is just to implement import or export policy, not automobile system. Our follow-up is very limited. I think like what the senator said is the truth. Actually, those who came together to formulate this policy for the benefit of Nigeria and the manufacturers as well as assemblers need to sit down and review this.
The Conference of Speakers of State Houses of Assembly has appealed to the National Assembly to reintroduce the bill on devolution of powers in the next round of the Constitution Amendment. The chairman of the Conference of Speakers, Abdulmumuni Kamba, made the request when he presented the resolutions of the State Houses of Assembly on Constitution Amendments. In 2017, the National Assembly proposed 33 alterations for amendments in the 1999 Constitution, and after harmonizing the position of the two chambers, Parliament transmitted the clauses to the State Houses of Assembly for consideration and voting. Some of the key proposals for amendments which the National Assembly passed include local government autonomy, independent candidacy, reduction of age qualifications for President, Senate President, House of Representatives, and State Houses of Assembly, and financial autonomy for State Houses of Assembly. However, the State Houses of Assembly have voted against local government autonomy, to the disappointment of the National Assembly.
I must commend you for deciding that the legislature at the state level should be independent. However, I can say that I'm a bit disappointed, because I thought with the courage demonstrated by these highly skilled legislators, some of whom are seated before us, we will have delivered the longly awaited local government autonomy. But unfortunately, maybe our courage didn't go that far.
There are other areas, of course, that we all know, devolution of powers, and they've named a few, and some of the other few amendments. So I'm happy to let you know that as we had promised Nigerians after the first exercise, we're not going to stop. This is a continuous process, and we have not stopped.
Nevertheless, the chairman of the Conference of Speakers of the State Houses of Assembly makes a fresh appeal.
Your Excellencies, on behalf of the constituents, we want to plead that the bill on devolution of powers be reconsidered and form part of the next proposed amendments to the Constitution.
Going forward, the National Assembly will collate the approved amendments from the State Houses of Assembly and transmit to President Buhari for assent.
So, if you've been wondering what is happening to the 2018 budget proposal, well, there you have it. So we now have to just wait. We have a one-week deadline, after which we should expect the two chambers to harmonize their versions of the budget and pass the document. So maybe we may have the budget passed in the month of March. Well, keep your eyes on your representatives and on the National Assembly. Well, that's it on the program today. Thanks for being there. I'm Lanre Lasese. Take care.